Okay, so today I'll be explaining about my MXRT project. So I'll start with the research and identification first. So the domain I chose is COVID-19. So why did I choose this domain? I chose this domain because I think that there are still some people in our society right now in Singapore that do not know the severity of the COVID-19 virus. Especially after Singapore transition into its phase 2, everybody seemed to be taking the virus as too lightly. The government has allowed us to gather in groups of 5, but then I still see many people gathering in groups of more than 5. So this increases the chances of transmission, and if they are not responsible, the the virus might spread even more, and then if it goes out of control once more, it may result in wave 2. So that is not what we want. So if it goes into phase 2, if it resulted in a wave 2 of the virus, then we will have another lockdown again, which is very bad for our country, and it will impact the economy, and everything. So that's why I chose this domain, and I want to try to do something about it. So I've done my research, and from my research, what I found in the market, that the apps that are targeting the COVID-19 virus is Trace Together, which is by the government. So what this app does is it uses the Bluetooth in your phone, and then it will detect the other Bluetooth people around you, and if any one of them has been exposed to COVID-19 or you have been exposed, it will warn you in your on your phone. So this is the app by government. Another app is this CDC app. So what this app does is it provides up-to-date health information about COVID-19, such as its symptoms, and how you protect yourself, and what to do if you are sick, and other health information. And it's a good app to keep to date about the COVID-19 situation. So it's a good educational app. And then another app is the Healthy Linked COVID-19 tracker. So in this app, you can choose your country, for example over here, Singapore. So it will then display the number of confirmed cases in Singapore, the number of deaths, the number of recovered cases, and then it will display all sorts of information about Singapore. And then you also can see there's a global over here, and then so it's a tracker which keeps track on all the data and statistics, uh, cases globally and locally. So what I found from my research is that there are apps that provide educational resources, such as the CDC app, and there are also apps that provide real-time data on the number of infected cases. So what I plan to do is I plan to combine these two features and try to use AR to enhance the education effect that that the users will feel. So instead of just reading from their phone, they can use AR to uh, learn more about the COVID-19, and at the same time I will use real-time data in the app to try to I'll use real-time data in the app to raise awareness, so they will get to see the statistics every day. So if the cases keeps going up, the cases today keeps going up, then they will know that the situation in Singapore is getting more and more serious. So what was my original idea? So my original idea was to make an AR portal app. So it's just a pure education app. So I'll be putting posters around the portal, and then you will have COVID-19 information such as the symptoms, impact, and other stuff. Then user will be able to place down the portal and walk inside of it, and then learn more about the COVID-19. And then after I play tests and receive feedback from users, I saw that uh, some of the information they already knew, and they want to know, they would like to have real-time statistics and data, such as the number of cases. So they they'll be able to know how many cases are there in Singapore, the world, and different countries. So the problem now, I mean, the problem now, but is to find that the problem now is if you want to find out the number of COVID-19 cases in Singapore, you have to open your phone and go to Google, and then you search. You have to search COVID-19 cases Singapore, and you have to scroll through a list of results, and then you have to pinpoint that number, which is it will usually take quite a while because there's quite a lot of results, unless you know how to find. So I feel like this is very inefficient. If you are not someone who check it every day and you just want to check it every few days, then and you don't know which is the result that you are looking for, then that is very inefficient. So I want to make an app that they can just open and then they can just see the cases today and overall. So the implication of my proposed augmented reality product. So with the app I proposed, the users will be able to learn more about COVID-19 using interactive and fun app, and they'll feel like they are walking around exploring another dimension. So and reading information about the COVID-19 will improve their knowledge, so they will be more aware of what to do and what not to do. And they can also just open the app every day to just check the stats instead of going Google and searching and scrolling through a list of results. So now is the definition, and the problem statement is that the COVID-19 cases are increasing every day, and the threat is not over until a vaccine has been created. So, but then people around the world has been less cautious of the virus after the lockdowns are over, and circuit breakers have been lifted. And my idea is to make an Android app that can educate the general public about the severity of COVID-19 and provide real-time data statistics. And the project scope of this app is to aim to educate users on COVID-19 and improve the users' knowledge on the COVID-19 virus. It will also provide users with real-time data which will be updated on the COVID-19 cases, which are mainly in the Singapore, USA, and worldwide. These are the three countries. These are the three categories that we are targeting right now. And the characteristics of this app is that convenience, so they don't need to open their phone and search Google. They can just open the app and see the cases. And integration of augmented reality. Users have to stand up, find open space, walk around. So it will make it more interactive rather than just scrolling. Real-time data. Data is updated in the database, which will be updated on the phone and displayed to the user. Interactive content. Users can interact with some of the educational posters in the app to learn more about a specific topic. Reliability. All the data being shown to the users are accurate, as I've used an API to directly retrieve data from this link, the virus tracker, and which is a website used by many people. So as you can see here, so I use the API over here, so it will update based on the numbers here. And then the app is just simple to learn and navigate. There's only a few steps to learn the app, only a few screens. That is not too complicated. The price, the app is free, does not require the user to pay to view any of the statistics. Speed, the app is very fast and users can use the app without any lag. So it also provides the latest COVID-19 information, so users will get to know the latest information and keep up to date with the current situation. And education, users will get to improve their knowledge on the COVID-19 virus. So the implementation, and here's my proposed solution. So the tools used is Unity, AR Foundation, AR Core, AR Kit, Firebase, and Google Sheets, which I used to use the API, and then I used to get the API in the Google Sheets, and then I post it onto the Firebase, and then I get the data from Firebase from Unity. So the solution that I decided to go with is to create an AR app they'll be able to interactively educate users in a fun way. That's the main goal. And I will have the app display real-time data on the number of cases in Singapore, USA, and globally. So they don't need to waste their time Googling. And I also create a portal where users can spawn and enter, which will make them feel like they are in another environment. Inside the portal, they'll be able to learn more about COVID-19 and some of the symptoms and how it spread. They'll also be able to see the live number of cases in the portal. So this is the use case diagram. So the user will start the game, or they can check the statistics from the main menu, and then once you start the game, they can find a flat plane and place the portal. Once they place the portal, they can read out on the COVID-19 information, or they can check the statistics on the portal. And here's the database. So you'll retrieve the data and from the database and display data, but it can only be done after data has been retrieved. And the check statistics can only be checked when the display data has been done. So, and both is check statistics, but one is in the main menu and one is from the portal. So they can, so the software components I used is this is the main menu, so it's responsible for the on-click events used in the main menu and also refreshing the data. The rotator class is just used to rotate the image of the virus, and the case class is used to retrieve the data from the database and display the retrieved data as text so the users can read the number. And it also retrieves and updates the data every 5 seconds, so the data don't get outdated. The UI controller is used to add on-click events to the buttons, and portal placer is used to detect the user's touch, and then if it's on the plane, then it will spawn the portal there. And the portal class is used to, it takes in all the material, so when the user is outside the portal, you only want the users to be able to see through the door and not the entire portal. And then if the player go in, the portal should be visible, the whole thing should be visible to a user. So that's what this portal class does. And the learn more class attached to objects with a collider, then users are on mouse down button, so if the player touches the collider, then it will run this function. And this is all the functions. So refresh data refreshes the data from the database. Update cases is actually a enumerator. It's a coroutine, so it runs the refresh data function every 5 seconds. And then handle input data is used in the main menu drop down menu. So once they change, then it will change the data to the country. And then this on start button click, then you'll go into a portal scene, and all this is just to get all the function is used to get the data from the database. And this is the detect touch, and it detects where the player touches and spawns the portal at that position. And close game object, you close the text display after putting down the portal after 3 seconds. Okay, so that's it for my Word document. So now I'll be explaining my Unity project. Okay, so now I'll be explaining my Unity project. So first I'll explain how I retrieve the data. So this is the spreadsheet I used to retrieve the data. So this is the worldwide infected, worldwide deaths, worldwide recovered, and all these others. And this data will be synced to the Firebase database every 1 minute. And over here, it will be synced to this database every 1 minute. So these are the numbers here. So how does it sync? So okay, so this retrieves the data from over here. So in this spreadsheet, it retrieves the data from the virustracker.com API. So this is a free API. So and then it will retrieve the data, and which is over here, and it will be reflected here 1227486. Okay, so I think it's a bit slow, so it's not 529837. I think it's a bit slow, so it's not always updated. It's slow by a few minutes, I think. So this will update every 1 minute, and so it's over here. So trigger auto refresh. So I set it to 1 minute. So you refresh every 1 minute. As you can see, it just refreshed. So is it the same? Nope. Okay, but it's close. It's close. But so it retrieves the API from the virus tracker, and for the country cases, it uses the API from here. So here I'm getting the Singapore cases, and here I'm getting the Singapore cases, and for the US cases, I'm getting it from all the way below here. Yeah, so the data will be all over here, and then it will be using this script over here. It will so over here, start sync function, so it will get so over here I put in my database link, and then here is the secret key, and here is the sheet name, which is Firebase. So here Firebase, and then it will look through all the columns and rows, and then send the data to the Firebase, which is over here. So you see it's over here. So you click this the link to this data, to this information. And then so how I got my information is over here. So as you can see, this is the main menu, and then there's the number of worldwide cases live, Singapore cases, and US cases. And worldwide cases, I got it from over here, so I'll get this data from this link. It's 06 over here. Then you go back. So 06 over here. So that's the worldwide new cases today. So that's the new cases today, 44,000. And then yeah, so all of the data is grabbed from the Firebase, and then it will be updated every. So over here it will be, I'll update I'll refresh the data every 5 seconds, and then to decide which country that is going to be displayed is over here, handle input data. So if the country bool is true, then that's the data that is going to be displayed over here. So for example, now US is true, so it will display the US information, and Singapore data, and worldwide data. So using this is on the drop down, getting the value from the drop down. So all this data is gotten from this database over here, and then the Excel sheet is refreshed every 1 minute, and here is refreshed every 5 seconds. It runs the refresh data every 5 seconds. So that's the main menu, and then now I'll talk about the AR scene. So this is the portal scene. So let me just put the portal in. Okay, so similar to the main menu. So all this is to get the cases from the database, and then it will update those data and display those data in all these stacks, which is over here. So if you just press play now, you can see the data. Okay, so we find the camera, we go in, you can see the data over here, 44909, and let's see our database. So that is the today cases worldwide. So you can see over here 44909. So if I change this to, so if I change something here to like 44909, I change it to high, then you wait 5 seconds, then you update. So let's wait. Okay, I think that there is a bug because this update cases is not in start. So let's just start coroutine update cases. Okay, so I think now it should work. So okay, so now if I go in, see 44909, and if I change it again, cause this just updated every 1 minute, so I change it to high or some other things, it should update in 5 seconds. So as you can see, it updated. So it retrieved the data from the Firebase. So and then can look around in this portal and can see, click to learn more and click to learn more. Okay, so that's it for the cases part. This is the learn more. So it's just if you advance down to the poster right over here, this one, then it will set the learn more poster to active, and depending on this active, whether you want to set it to true or false. And for the portals, so for the portal, if the materials use a stencil test, so you have a stencil reference. So if the material is equal, then you should only see the portal from the you should only be able to see the things inside through this portal. And then if it's not equal, you can see everything. I only changed these two materials, but then the text uses another material which is quite deep inside quite deep here. You can see these are the text materials. I didn't change, but in the final one, but when you play again on your phone, it should change. So what the portal script right here do is it will set all this to equal, all this here to equal at the start. So you can only see all these things through the portal. And then on trigger stay, which is when the camera passes through it, then it was set all the materials to not equal. And if the camera is outside, you set it to equal. If it's inside, you set it to not equal. So it is on where the camera is, which is the player moving with their phone. So you press play, you should only be able to see the things inside through a portal. And then if you go in, everything is revealed. So that's the logic behind this design. So the next one is the portal placer, and then we take in the AR Raycast Manager and AR Play Manager, and we get the list of raycast hits. So in this, we detect touch. So when the player touches the screen, we will get a touch input, and if it is in the plane that is detected, then you'll get a position of the hit. Then if the portal has not been spawned yet, then we'll instantiate the portal, and we'll get a rotation of the portal and have the portal face the camera. And then we disable the plane because we don't want the player to adjust we don't want to see a plane already because the portal has already been placed. And then we set all the plane to false. And then over here we start a coroutine, which is a text which displays that you have successfully placed down the portal. So after 3 seconds, it should be disabled. And this UI controller is just to add the on-click button events for when you click the buttons. Okay, so that's it for my explanation for my Unity project. So now I'll be showing you the gameplay on my phone, which is how the user will be seeing the ad. Today I'll be showing you the app I made, which is called COVID-19 AR portal. So this is the main menu, and as you can see, there is this worldwide cases live, and you can see the today cases and the total number of infected worldwide, and the total number of deaths worldwide, and the total number of recovered worldwide. So not only can we see the worldwide cases, we can also see the Singapore cases today, which is there is 185 cases in Singapore today, and there is a total of 44,000 infected, 39,000 recovered, and a total of 26 deaths. And we can also see the US cases, but you see the cases today is 0 because the data has not been updated yet, and this is the number of infected, about 2 million, and number of deaths 132,000, and the number of that has recovered, about 1 million. So all this data is retrieved from the database, and the data over here will be updated every 5 seconds, and as long as there are changes in the data, the app will update accordingly. So now we can go ahead and start the portal. So the data over here is for those that just want to see the numbers, but for those that want to educate themselves about the COVID-19 virus, they can press start, and so now they have to find a flat area. So for example over here, and then you can place the portal. So you can see this is the portal, so you can only walk inside of it. So now I'm going to walk inside of it, and so over here there is live statistics of the worldwide cases, the number of deaths today, the number of cases today, and the number of recoveries today, and the total number of infected, deaths, and recovered. And over here you can see the Singapore cases, which is also live and updated every 5 seconds. So you can see there is no deaths today and no recoveries today, and there's 185 cases today. And right over here we can see the symptoms of COVID-19, and then these are the symptoms. Then the users can read, and if they want to learn more, they can tap, and more symptoms will come out, so they can educate themselves more. So you can just tap it again, and it will disappear. Over here are just some posters, and at the other side you can see this poster, which is how does COVID-19 spread. So the users will know how to avoid getting COVID-19 if they know how it spreads. So for example, coughing and sneezing can spread COVID-19, and blah blah blah. And similarly to the other side, we can enter to learn more, and you can read all this information that will be helpful to the users. So you can tap to close it again, and just look around. So that's actually it for the portal. So you can just walk back out, for example, just for fun, and everything will be hidden, and can pause also and go back to the main menu. So if you don't want to use the portal, you can actually just check the cases over here every day. So instead of going to Google and typing in the number of cases, you can just open this app and just see the number of Singapore cases today. So there's 185 cases today. So we can see if the numbers actually increase or decrease without searching through Google and finding that number. Okay, so that's it for my app. So thanks for watching.